Welcome back to the Weekly Planet Iceberg. Today we look at layers 6 and 7, aka the bottom of the iceberg, and the abyss. Without further ado, let's begin.
Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning! We're gonna talk about the details, y'all!
Screen Junkies Collabs. Screen Junkies is a YouTube channel that talks about mainstream movies. While they used to have some videos of people engaging in conversation, now it's almost entirely honest trailers. Fan-made trailers where a man with a trailer voice gives the audience all the info about a movie he can within 10 minutes or so, whether it's good or bad. James has done a number of collabs with Screen Junkies. Jenny Nicholson is in one of them.
Grab that gem.
Glass is frozen air. During the breakdown of episode 1 of Moon Knight, James was intrigued by a character detail of Arthur Harrow, played by Ethan Hawke. Arthur Harrow is from Egypt. He also puts glass in his shoes. Glass is made from sand. There's a lot of sand in Egypt. James also references a supposedly popular myth.
Some people think glass is frozen air. That's not true.
Yes, go on.
It's sand, isn't it?
What?
Glass is sand.
I mean, they are different.
Yeah, but that's how you make glass, with sand. You think it's frozen air, but it's not.
No, I don't. What? This is... God, this is bizarre. Where has this gone?
This became, you guessed it, another meme in the Weekly Planet community.
A lot of people wrote in and said that's true that glass is not frozen air. We actually debunked a lot of theories.
I don't think
in
that's
relation
true.
to
I don't
that.
think...
No, I know it's not true. We debunked it, is what I'm saying.
Nobody's ever thought that was true.
No, we got a lot of praise.
Oh.
We got some glass experts.
Oh, well, I'll take the praise then. Okay, if we're getting praise, then
I mean, I said it, but if you would like some residual
But
praise.
I was here,
Yeah,
so.
you were here. Just to confirm, yes, glass is not frozen air. I just, it's something that we both like to...
Nobody's ever thought that.
Yeah, I know, because we've now changed people's minds on it.
Sure, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
It's really
isn't it?
important
Yeah.
that people know that still. This could be someone's first video on this channel, you know what I mean?
It's a good point, actually. Yeah, you're right.
So do you think Ethan Hawke would have won that fight if he didn't have all that frozen air in his shoes? Sorry. We've already covered this.
Oh, yes.
It's glass. Glass is not frozen air.
No one's ever thought that or said that.
No, we've covered it. That's
okay,
why.
we've definitely covered it, yeah.
Dave Cruelier. Dave Cruelier is an American actor famous for playing Uncle Joey in the sitcom Full House. Sonny Jim and Tram Man used to have a reoccurring segment titled Dave Cruelier. The segment consisted of them reading stories of Dave Cruelier being a dickhead.
This is from Tim Smith. I'm ready. Remember we talked about how last week Dave Cruelier was a big dickhead? Yes. Well, here's another email about how Dave Cruelier is a real dickhead. Huh. While in college, I worked at a family restaurant in Pennsylvania, which is a state in the US for dem Australian folks. I know that.
Yeah, we know that.
Where Dracula's from.
Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yes.
There we go, yes.
And Dave Cruelier was performing stand-up at a nearby college. He decided to come to the restaurant I worked, where he proceeded to be a dickhead to all the staff and complain about his meal, which was then given to him for free since he bitched. He also left without tipping. What a jerk.
Poor form.
Yeah.
This segment should be called Dave Cruelier, because of how cruel he is to people for no reason.
Speaking of my fiance, Dave Cruelier.
Yes! Oh, is our segment coming back?
Very briefly.
Our very occasional segment, Dave Cruelier, in which Dave Cruelier, former star of Full House, is mean to someone.
Yes.
I'm ready. Here we go.
He did stand-up show at our college, and she met him after the show. She said he was a total dickhead.
Yes! Dave Cruelier is back.
This is the latest one. Also, I met Dave Cruelier once at a basketball game, and I asked him for an autograph, which he gave to me, and as I walked away, I heard him say under his breath to his friends, "Fucking fans."
Good work. Good work, Dave Cruelier. We've brought it back.
Maso's dad is Bob Iger. Bob Iger is the current CEO of Disney. In fall of 2018, Ratbag Jimmy revealed a shocking connection between Maso and Bob Iger.
There's other things came out of this interview, though. He said that Bob Iger, your dad,
my dad, yeah.
that James Gunn's...
God, it's so hard when your boss is also your dad, you know?
Isn't it?
You think it's an easy ride, but the expectations are high, you know?
It's a hard road. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This was added to the pile of Weekly Planet memes. Hey, who ate all my Pasghetti? Hey, who ate all my Pasghetti is sometimes Mr. Sunday's send-off catchphrase. It was forced onto him by Maso, making James dislike it even more.
Now, last week, in sort of the wind-up of last week's show,
Sure.
we were talking about catchphrases.
Yes.
And I've got 2 sweet catchphrases, right?
Wait, which catchphrases are your catchphrases?
Well, I got Grab Dad Jam. That's
I
my
invented that.
Did you?
Yeah, if you go back to the Guardians of the Galaxy episode, I said grab
Oh,
that.
fair enough.
Last question. Should people be grabbing dat gem?
All right, well, it's on my t-shirt.
Yeah, I
anyway,
know.
the point is, you don't have a catchphrase, so I thought I would maybe test run some catchphrases
All right,
for you
cool.
this week as I think of them.
Just as we go?
Yeah, just as we go. Because I've only thought of one now.
Okay,
Thought
good.
of one right now. Here's your catchphrase. Think about it. Here's your little avatar on a t-shirt.
Yep.
And then the catchphrase is like, "Hey, who ate all my Pasghetti?" Pretty good.
Am I
right?
holding an empty bowl of spaghetti?
Pasghetti?
Pasghetti?
Like you say.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I say.
Yeah, I think
okay,
so. Probably,
cool.
yeah.
Is
How about that?
Can I have a bib?
Yeah.
Like
You
a
can be-
baby's bib.
Yeah, and you're sad looking.
Okay,
Does
cool.
that work, or do you want
Perfect.
another one?
Look, we'll say that's obviously probably going to be the best
Probably
one.
going to be the
but
best one.
We'll see how we go.
Your first instinct is always the best.
Absolutely it is.
Mm-hmm.
Who ate all the biscotti? Brilliant. Grab that gem.
Grab that
Am I
gem,
allowed to
you
say
guys.
that? Am I allowed to say it anymore?
Say
I
your
don't like my catchphrase.
It's not the people have spoken. There's a t-shirt now. You have to say it.
Where's my biscotti?
Great. Bye, everyone. It's the end of the show, so
Yes.
I'm going to say my catchphrase.
Okay.
Grab that gem, everyone. And you can say whichever catchphrase you choose, but it can't be that one.
Where's the gorilla? Was that one?
No.
That was one.
No.
Because the gorilla was in the Flash.
Oh, yeah, okay, yep.
What
okay.
was another one?
I think we should go with the first one.
Where's the gorilla?
No.
What was the first one?
Hey,
Where's my
who ate
biscotti?
my Pasghetti?
I don't like that one.
That's the point. That is very much the point.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Where's my spaghetti? Biscotti.
James the Karate Instructor. Supposedly, James is a karate instructor in his spare time. This has been mentioned a couple times.
In my profession, karate instructor, if I blinded an Asian man, he's going to me, James, can you pop my shoulder back in? And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I'm just a humble karate instructor.
Absolutely, yeah.
James's parents didn't want him to do karate, so they said it was aliens attacking you.
But little they know, I've been learning a bunch of karate. And I'm actually going around tomorrow to do some karate on them.
No Time to Die. No Time to Die is, as of right now, the final film in the franchise following the titular smooth-talking British spy, James Bond. For some reason, Mr. Sunday Moving and the idiot bus driver came up with a million different nicknames for No Time to Die. And the COVID delays allowed us to get even more. RopePopeCop. In episode 442 of The Weekly Planet, Cheating Jimmy informed Chip Danger about the trailer for RoboCop Rogue City, the video game where you play as RoboCop, the cop that was killed in action but was revived and enhanced with the power of technology. Unfortunately, Mr. Sundabe accidentally mispronouncified RoboCop, resulting in this.
RopeCop game.
RopeCop.
RopeCop.
RopePopeCop. What does that mean? It doesn't matter.
RopePopeCop. Oh my god, he's gonna say it! Became another meme in the Weekly Planet spectrum.
You're a pedophile. Prove me wrong.
Hey, hey, it's Saturday. Hey, hey, it's Saturday is an Australian variety show that aired from 1971 to 2010. Despite not liking the show, James and Maso reference it a lot.
Mason, you've promised to explain Hey Hey It's Saturday.
Oh, jeez. I've made no promises.
Sorry. I know you don't want to talk. Nobody's going to know what I'm talking about. I apologise, but yeah. It's a great show, isn't it?
I think if you wiki, hey, it's Saturday, you'll be confused, and there'll also be some of that blackface.
You keep bringing up the 1980s variety show, Hey, it's Saturday. It's no wonder you can't retain any new listeners.
We got to stop talking about Hey, it's
We
Saturday.
talk about it like we're fond of it, but it was bad and
I talk about it because it was just everywhere.
We just don't have
so
any-
much of my childhood was
Yeah.
this stupid fucking show.
If you were like, hey, maybe talk about something else that happened in your childhood. I can't remember anything else that happened in my childhood. I can just remember Hey, it's Saturday compilation. It's all I've got.
Coriander Vendetta. Coriander is a plant in the parsley family. It's used in healthy food. James really hates coriander, mainly because of its soap taste and its tendency to sneak up on you. Half a brick. Despite what you may think, this is not related to the creators of Jetpack Joyride. In episode 329 of The Weekly Planet, James and Maso discuss Harry Potter 5 and 6. For those unaware, Harry Potter follows Harry Potter, the boy who lived and learned about magic and shit. While discussing the, spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1, death of Sirius Black, they bring up possible ways it could have been prevented. Instead of punching Lucius Malfoy, Sirius could have blasted him, froze him, hit him, stupefy him, slit his throat, kicked him in the balls, or the most famous option...
Half a brickos. Right? You just hit him real hard. We just hit him in the side of the head with half a brick.
Do you reckon you could take Helena Bonham Carter?
This became another meme in the Weekly Planet community. Dermott Brereton. Dermott Brereton was an Australian football player who retired in 1995. In the Caravan of Garbage for The Fast and the Furious, James told a story about Dermott Brereton. Your boy Dickface had a friend who used to work at Subway. At this Subway, Dermott Brereton used to come in for lunch. His recurring order was a big ol' sub with 1 jalapeno. Red, Too Fast, Too Furious. When the boys were watching Too Fast, Too Furious for Caravan of Garbage, something was wrong. For unknown reasons, the film was really red. Keep in mind, James and Maso watched the movie in separate houses on separate TVs, so it's not a problem with their television. When they played the same movie rented on the same Amazon account on a laptop, there was no redness. James then tried renting the movie on YouTube, and it looked fine. The redness only happened when they rented the movie on Amazon on a specific television. The most bizarre part of this whole ordeal was that nobody else on the internet was talking about it. 2020 box office videos. As mentioned earlier, at the end of every year, the Old Boot and Flapsy list the biggest box office hits and bombs. However, for 2020, the format had to be changed. The pandemic made it so that cinemas were either closed or open with lots of restrictions. Because of this, nearly every single 2020 movie that was supposed to be released in theaters was either delayed, dumped onto VOD, released into theaters with little to no success, or released into theaters and on VOD simultaneously, also with little to no success. So, James decided that in order to properly calculate the biggest hits and bombs of the year, he must account for streaming numbers in addition to theatrical numbers. Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the billionaire who owns Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter, or X as it's now called. The infamous Weekly Wackadoos have a strong distaste for Elon Musk.
Speaking of terrible people,
Go on.
Elon Musk makes an appearance.
Sure does, that's true. Did I say Cavalcade of Stars or not?
Yeah.
Tony, I'm thinking about making an electric jet. You know what he's actually just thinking about? It's just a regular jet. It's got an electric fence on it so poor people can't get in. That's what it is.
You know what I think? I think that's how he actually comes up with his ideas. They're like, he's a great inventor. He came in and said, electric jet! And then he ran out of the room. And then we just had to build an electric jet. Mm-hmm. Anyway, look into it. He's not great, is he? We all
are aware of Elon Musk, aren't we? Yes. We're all aware of him.
And we all think he's normal, don't we, Mason?
No.
I just remember making fun of him and people being like, "You don't know anything." Maybe I did know something.
Okay,
maybe I knew something.
You think the cat's out of the bag now?
Maybe. What we're doing here, we're doing a tier list of robots. How many have I got here? 27.
Okay, now this is, of course, fictional robots.
Yes.
Are we going to add that time Elon Musk said he invented a robot and then it was just a guy in a onesie with a mask on and he came out and he danced?
Let's put it in.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's fictional.
Yeah, it's very fictional. It's like I invented a robot. And then he brought this out and the people were like, it's not real. And then people were like, yeah, but if it was real, it would have really changed the game. Because it danced just like a human in a onesie would.
The Tatooine Bee. Tatooine is the fictional planet that Luke Skywalker, from Star Wars, grew up on. On November 27th, 2017, Mr. Sunday Movies uploaded a video titled The Quest for Skywalker's Lightsaber. Caravan of Garbage. In this video, the boys play Star Wars Just Star Wars for the NES. The game begins with Luke, the character you play as, wandering around Tatooine. 8 minutes in, Maso, the one playing, enters a red and blue Tatooine cave. The cave contains what James refers to as the Tatooine Bee, the moisture farm destroying bee that legends have foretold about. Unfortunately, there's a whole army of them.
Say the line, Blagus.
This became another meme in the Weekly Planet community. Bill Paxton / Pullman. Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman are both American actors. Unfortunately, Bill Paxton died in 2017. Ever since episode 30, James and or Maso have had a lot of trouble differentiating between the two.
Bill Paxton's father actually still appears in the film.
His father, Bill Pullman.
Yes, his father, Bill Pullman.
Uh-huh.
Bill Pullman. Bill
Paxton?
Paxton. Yeah.
Which one, though?
Both.
Which one is he?
He's the one from Alien.
That's Paxton.
Yeah, it's Paxton.
Or is it Pullman?
No, Pullman's the president.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's Paxton.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, great.
Definitely Paxton. Look,
There needs to be a chart.
Bill Paxton or Bill Pullman's in it?
Yep.
Which one is it? I did that for you, Dave.
It's Paxton.
It is, yeah.
James and Maso might not have been the first people to do this joke, because I found a bunch of other places on the internet that do it. Different pants. In episode 309 of The Weekly Planet, James's, at the time, 4-year-old son interrupted the podcast to make a request.
Hang on. Yeah?
Can you give me some different pants?
Alright, I'll get you some different pants. Everybody, I'll be right back. I gotta get some different pants. He's not happy with the pants he's currently
This is
wearing.
wild. Just to be clear, is this some sort of attempt to get some sort of viral meme going again, a la Big Sandwich? Because it seems that way. You're like...
I didn't word him up.
You're like, my son, do some riffing out there. And he's come up with different pants. Come on.
I don't know what to tell you. He's a meme machine.
He's a meme machine.
Yeah. I'm back. I changed
We're
my
all back.
shorts. Oh my goodness.
We're all in.
His pants were fine, but it's one of these, having like a 3 or 4 year old, whatever, they're very much like, this is the particular thing that I want.
It's all right. We all took the opportunity to put on different pants. Hashtag different pants, everyone. We're going to make this viral if it kills every single one of us.
We want to see 1,000 memes. We want to see the feed in the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates choked up. We want to drive the admins insane.
We want memes about different pants. We want people angry about there's too many memes about different pants.
2017 box office videos. As mentioned earlier, James and Maso have a yearly tradition where they list the biggest hits and bombs. The 2017 box office videos may seem normal at first, but then you realize that they were posted in 2024. I get being late to the party, but 7 years? A middle schooler could have become a college student in that time. Well, James explained at the beginning of the video that he wanted to cover the years he missed. Since the series started in 2018, that means he still has 1888 to 2016 to get to. Maso owes Robert Patrick $1. On August 29th, 2024, the Caravan of Garbage for Terminator 2 Judgment Day was released. The sequel to The Terminator. The story of an electronic murderer sent from the future to kill a woman named Sarah Connor before she gives birth to John Connor, the future leader and savior of humanity. The sequel has 2 Terminators sent back in time. One sent to kill John Connor and the other to protect him. Spoilers for which is which in 3, 2, 1.
Get down.
Years before this video, James and Maso watched T2 off camera. While watching it, James told Maso about a rumor. When the T-1000, the Terminator sent to kill, is piloting the helicopter, it uses a 3rd arm to pilot. Maso thought this was hard to believe, so he made a bet with James. If the T-1000 does have a 3rd arm to pilot the helicopter, Maso will send Robert Patrick, the actor who plays the T-1000, a single $1. The rumor turned out to be true.
He's not on Cameo. You're going to have to figure it out.
I'll figure it out. He's on Instagram. I'll send him $1. Or I'll send $1 to his charity of his choice.
Great.
They punch for a bit and then they're mates. Way back in episode 9 of The Weekly Planet, James was telling Maso about some rumored titles for the, at the time, upcoming Batman vs. Superman movie. After hearing a bunch of crappy titles, Maso came up with a title of his own.
Batman versus Superman, brackets, they fight for a while and then they're mates. Brackets, double.
Over time, the title evolved into They Punch for a Bit and then they're mates. Nick Mason was replaced by Nick Mason. In episode 437 of The Weekly Planet, the man who we thought was Nick Mason revealed something shocking.
Is that my co-host Nick Mason I spy
No.
from across the yonder?
No, he quit.
He quit?
Yeah, he quit.
Thank goodness, because what a dog.
I agree. I'm his identical twin brother. And
His name is also Nick Mason?
Correct, yes. Very uncreative parents.
Have you heard this show before? Do you
No,
know how it
never. I'm
works?
just going to wing it, though.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I mean, in addition to our names, our personalities are basically interchangeable.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So there's nothing else I need to know about this?
No, not
Do I
really.
need to address this again?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody needs to address it again.
What happened to original Nick Mason?
Who knows? I don't care. I don't catch it. I don't catch up with him.
Okay.
We're estranged for unrelated for undisclosed reasons.
Okay, fair enough.
In fact, I can't even remember what they are.
James and Maso are the same person. Back in 2013 to 2017, James and Maso didn't show their faces. This led to some people thinking that the entire podcast is just one guy doing 2 voices. This became another running joke within the community. The critical drinker is Mr. Scumbag Movies. Will Jordan, aka The Critical Drinker, was a Scottish YouTuber. The drinker was known for hating modern entertainment, for having the message, and proclaiming that media was way better back in his day. Well, a deleted Reddit user believes that our alcoholic friend looks familiar. The user has gone as far as claiming that Drinker is Mr. Scumbag Movies, the alter ego of Mr. Sunday Movies. This is due to the Drinker having a more cynical reviewing style than James. Now, obviously this isn't true because James lives in Australia while the Drinker lived in Scotland. James is also alive and well while the Drinker died in 2017. Such a shame. We'll never know what he was like. James's grandfather killed a lot of... The Lion King is the story of a lion cub attempting to take back the throne from his psychotic uncle. During the Caravan of Garbage for The Lion King, James explained the significance behind the Be Prepared scene. In the scene, Scar's hyena henchmen are doing a perfectly aligned march. According to James, the scene is supposed to be an allegory for the party. As an addition to this, James dropped this bombshell.
I remember watching this film with my grandpa on VHS after it came out, and he saw the stuff and he's like, ha! And I think it's because he killed a lot of in real life. Like, a lot. Like, I don't know how many.
Flaming Chain Guy. Episode 117 of The Weekly Planet was the first full episode of 2016. Because of this, James and Maso decided to talk about what happened on New Year's Eve. Maso went first and told this wild tale.
I was driving along. It was like 7:30 p.m.
Love
it was still daylight, right? And it was like 40 degrees Celsius, which is like 104, so it's hot. Look, it's a hot night.
You know your bloody Celsius
it's hot
to
in
Fahrenheit.
it's hot in the city.
It is.
Just like the song.
Just like the song.
And I was driving along, and there was like a pub, and there was like people out and like milling outside the pub, having a good old laid-back pub time, right?
Sure.
And there was a bus stop,
Okay.
and there were people there in front of it just waiting for the bus, right? And at the end of the line of people waiting for a bus, there was a guy dressed head to toe in like dirty, like off-white Hessian sack, like you know, like
the town idiot or something.
No, like head to toe, like boots and like pants.
So it was like he'd made it, like fashioned
and
it.
like torso and arms and gloves, but like you know, like that dirty Hessian kind of, and like tied together with bits of rope.
Okay,
like all the bits together, and he had like the Hessian sack mask on.
So you had no idea how old he was.
Yeah, or she.
And
but like with the eye holes cut in it.
Women
and
can
like,
be weirdos too.
Thank you. And like the noose, like he tied that on with like the noose rope.
God.
Right? And then in each hand he had a length of chain, which was long enough to reach the ground, like both of them. And at the end of each piece of chain, there was like a flaming torch. Like he'd wrapped some like more Hessian on there and like dipped it in kerosene.
So it was actually on fire.
Yeah, the two like flaming chains, and he was just sort of casually whipping them about, waiting for the bus, just whipping about. And I'm stopped at a set of lights, and I'm like, I have to get a photo of this. And then they turned green, and somebody honked me instantly, and I'm like, oh, you gotta go. And then I came back, like I had to drive back like 15 minutes later, and he was gone. So it's left me with many questions.
Absolutely.
For those wondering, James never told a story. Such a shame. I guess we'll have to imagine what he did that night. Career Breakdown. In episode 10 of The Weekly Planet, the team talked about Fright Night, the story of a horror movie fan who believes his neighbor is a vampire and seeks help from an actor. Maso revealed that while researching the movie in his off time, he found out that one of the actors, Stephen Geoffreys, had an unexpected career after this movie.
There's a character in it, and his name's Evil Eddie, and he's like the annoying sidekick of the main character.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fascinating. There's always in the 80s movies in the 80s, there's always like an annoying side character. I wonder what kind of career like an annoying side character has. Like, does he become the annoying side character in like a series of movies? Does he grow up and become a serious actor? Like, he's been in stuff we know. So anyway, I IMDb'd him, and I've got it here. I just looked it up. So after Fright Night, like, he's done a couple more horror films.
Good.
And then, like, in 95, he did Mechanics by Day, Lube Job by Night.
Wait a minute.
Then he did Virtual Stud. He did Just 18 and Gay, Latin Crotch Rockets, Hunk Hotel, Leather After Midnight, Transsexual Prostitutes, Motel Sex, Cockpit, Manhunt, Transsexual Prostitutes too. So that first one was quite...
Warranted a sequel.
Yeah, Buff and Gay. Black Men, White Men, Bus Blazer, Uncut Glory, Leather Buddies, which sounds quite nice.
They're really creative these days.
Yeah,
I give them that.
Leather Virgin, Private Temptations, Halfway House Hunks, Gay Men in Uniform, Guys Who Crave Big Cocks, which is it's a bit much, quite frankly. In 2002,
It's a little tasteless.
Yeah, in 2002, Seaman Training Day. And then he's back in regular movies. I don't know how he did that.
Zack Snyder watched kill count video. Zack Snyder is an American director known for dark and gritty comic book movies. In an interview with Hey You Guys, Zack Snyder was asked by Stephen Pop why his Batman kills. Zack stated that he wanted to challenge the character and show him killing in an indirect way. During his answer, Zack referenced a video that may sound familiar.
There's a great YouTube video that shows all the kills in the Christopher Nolan movies, even though like we would perceive them as movies where he doesn't kill anyone. I think there's like 42 potential kills that the Batman does, and it includes also it goes back and includes even the Tim Burton Batman movies where this reputation as a guy that doesn't kill comes from.
In case you forgot, way back in the third layer we talked about the Mr. Sunday movies kill counts. One of these kill counts is on Batman. It goes over every kill, to whatever degree, committed by Adam West Batman, Burton Batman, Schumacher Batman, and Nolan Batman. This kill count was released 7 months before this interview. While we don't have 100% confirmation, we have every other reason to believe that Zack Snyder himself watched this video and thought it was great.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Yes!
Fox Maid Marion. Maid Marion is the female heroine and love interest of Robin Hood in most incarnations of the character. For those unaware, Robin Hood is a fictional vigilante who steals from the rich to give to the poor. In the 1973 Disney adaptation of Robin Hood and Maid Marion are foxes. In 2016, Maso revealed that James has feelings on Fox Maid Marion.
Is that because you have a thing for the weird fox Maid Marion?
That's not, we talked about this, and no,
I
but
think you
that
kinda
is
do.
a thing. It's not really my thing, to be honest. Cartoon animal ladies.
Yep.
Look, man, like what you like. What are we doing?
Ever since, James's love for Fox Maid Marion became another running joke in the Weekly Planet community. Leigh Whannell and Edgar Wright interviews. James's notoriety allowed him to score 2 interviews with industry legends. Edgar Wright, director of the Cornetto trilogy, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Baby Driver, and Leigh Whannell, the man behind The Invisible Man, Upgrade, and Saw. More on that here. Both interviews are on YouTube if you're curious. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey is an American actor known for S7N and The Usual Suspects. In episode 7 of The Weekly Planet, James revealed that he has a friend who met Kevin Spacey.
My friend met Kevin Spacey once. Did I tell you that story?
I've heard that story. But
I'm not going to tell it.
No, that's an off-air. That's an off-air story. I've heard. You can tell it again later, though. It's pretty great.
4 years later, Kevin Spacey was accused of sexual misconduct by multiple people. Naturally, when this was going on, people wanted to know more about James's friend's encounter with Kevin Spacey. So, in episode 210, James told the whole story.
I got a lot of emails and letters regarding Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah, sure, right.
For I think the entire duration of the show, there's been a running joke where I have a story about Kevin Spacey, which I cannot tell because
you didn't want people to assume he was a dog of a bloke, but it turns out he is one.
Yeah, so turns out massive dog of a bloke. So to get people up to speed,
good work, Kevin Spacey, on throwing the entire gay community under the bus.
I know, right?
Look, it turns out I'm a real bad guy, but actually I'm gay, and that's what we do. Apparently,
those two things. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? I mean, it was obviously like to deflect attention from the fact that he tried to have sex with a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That dude from Star Trek whose name I can't remember. Yeah, and it was like, oh no, I don't remember doing this really weird and seedy thing. By the way, I'm gay. So? That's fucking irrelevant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically, the story is, it's not a great, I'm not really gonna, because it's kind of a funny, weird side of
Well, see, that's the thing, and also, the story you've got, and it's not yours, it's a friend, happened to a friend of yours, and mine. I'm friends with him too.
No, I knew him first.
Yeah, alright, God, jeez. But, I mean, a lot of the Kevin Spacey stories that have emerged in the last week are basically, I had to work with Kevin Spacey on, I was an intern or a PA or something, and then this happened and I had to do, and then they, he was very, he harassed me in this way, and then I got fired from the project or whatever. So a lot of the stories are like, I had to work with him and he used his position to exert power over me kind of thing. This story isn't that. This story is just kind of fun and weird.
My friend, met him at an airport. and because he was doing a ski season in France, and Kevin Spacey was coming back. But my friend, like, he's a pretty good looking man. My mate, would you say?
Yeah. He's got crazy eyes.
He does have crazy eyes,
intense eyes.
He does. And Kevin Spacey kind of like was very upfront about, and he had a girlfriend at the time who's now married to him, very kind of openly kind of hit on him and complimenting him and all that kind of thing in the airport, and tried to get him moved up to first class to sit next to him. I feel weird telling it because it's kind of been this funny story that, you know, that in my group now it's like, oh, and he's a bad bloke. So I'm like, well, it's not really funny anymore.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically the reason I didn't tell it because it showed, you know, it revealed that Kevin Spacey was gay. And I didn't want to be the guy who outed Kevin Spacey.
But apparently it's like an open secret.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. A lot of people already knew, but I don't want to be the guy. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't know. If he's gay and doesn't want to tell anybody, that's not my business. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be the one. I had someone from the BBC email me and be like, hey, what's your Kevin Spacey story? I heard that you have a Kevin Spacey. I didn't even reply because I'm not... Yeah. I don't like him, but I'm not engaging in any of that. Yeah.
You've missed out on, I feel, the most fun element of that story.
Which part?
So... As I understand it, because my friend was doing a ski season, right? He got very fit.
I did,
and his pants, his pants didn't, like, his pants were too big on him, and so he had a belt holding up his pants. And allegedly, Kevin Spacey was like, "Oh yeah, lost a bit of weight there," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And my friend's like, "Yeah, I did." And then Kevin Spacey like got his jeans by the front and like pulled the jeans out and like looked down his pants.
Yes, that is what happened.
Yeah.
So. That's not cool, is it? Obviously.
No.
So, it's not...
At his dick.
Yeah, it's not that fun anymore. Also, don't report on this anymore. Like, this isn't...
This is alleged anyway.
Yeah, it's all alleged, and maybe...
Your friend is a notorious liar.
Yeah.
So,
but that's the thing, like, he could... I'd imagine if he wanted to, he could sell this story, but he's not really... He's not interested. You know, he's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
So... There's been a lot of stories about Kevin Spacey. So that's a bit anticlimactic, but Kevin Spacey, what a dog.
That's right.
For those wondering, Kevin Spacey was technically acquitted of all charges. For those who want to know more, do your own research. The early days was all BVS buildup. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice follows Batman and Superman being manipulated into fighting by Lex Luthor. To an extent, this video wouldn't exist without BVS. How do I know this? Well, according to our dynamic duo, the Weekly Planet started because of Batman v Superman.
For people who don't know, this is a rewatch of this movie without the weight of expectations, because we started our podcast.
Yeah, the Weekly Planet. Good plug, Mason.
Thank you. In anticipation of this movie coming out in theaters, every week we would have some new news about the production of Batman v Superman. Also, a lot of Shia LaBeouf news. But we had to make a choice, and we went with BVS.
The real reason the Weekly Planet is still here. While BVS is why the Weekly Planet started, the reason it's still going is another story. On his appearance on The Sure Store, Manchester Lane Radio with Steele Saunders, Nick Mason revealed that early on, James and him made a pact. Since James and Maso didn't desire to be famous, they only recorded 4 episodes. If the Weekly Planet received at least 1,000 downloads, they would continue the podcast. In the first month, it got about 1,500 downloads. However, Maso then revealed that there's more to this story than they initially thought.
But it turned out years later that the hosting company inflated its download statistics by like a huge amount. Like it turned out like years later we're like, oh, they were just pumping up their metrics. So we probably got like 100 downloads, and they were just making stuff up. So like, had we known, this never would have happened. But we pushed through regardless. But the secret bit sort of stuck around. I didn't want to be like, hey, everybody, can you please listen to my podcast? So I just never mentioned it. It seemed weird to be like, yeah, we've done 50 of these. So it just stuck around, and then people found out eventually.
It's unclear if the hosting company is comicbookmovie.com or not. Either way, it's kind of amazing that James and Maso only have a career because someone exaggerated the numbers. And that was the Iceberg. It took a lot of time and effort, but it was all worth it in the end. I'd like to thank r/Weekly Planet Podcast for assisting me because there was no way I'd have time to binge 600 episodes of a podcast. The next Iceberg will be somewhere in the woods. There's your only hint. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Grab that gem and I'll see you next month or so.